Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luda and I'm originally from Ukraine. For those who are new on my channel, welcome and welcome back to people who are watching me since 2017. And today I want to show you what I've been doing for the past 3 months, I think, if not more, and my new start right in front of you. Also have 3 finishes and some whips. I really miss you. I miss you a lot, but I was very busy, and when I thought I will make a video, always something happened, so I just let it go, and I was waiting for my good mood, for more time, and I did not want to rush. That's why it took me 3 months to make a video. But I really needed to make this video because I do miss you a lot. So if you don't know, I have 2 Instagram channels. One is private, one is cross stitch, so you can reach me there as well. And I really appreciate to people who been sending me messages, sending me supporting comments, and for all your love and friendship we have now over the years. So let's begin. This is my new Lanarte design I'm currently stitching. I didn't plan it, but my friend came from Ukraine and she brought me some kits from there. She's now living in Austria, but she's been there at home, and I was thinking if she's coming to visit me, I might will ask her to bring some kits I have in Ukraine. This is out of print kit, and I've been wanting this design since early 2000s, maybe 2005, but that time it was really hard to find it in my country. And you know, Lanarte, they're originally from Holland, if I'm not mistaken. And now I think the other company bought them. Yes, it's made in Holland. Now the other company bought them, and to be honest, I don't know where they're based. Let me know if you know, because I think it's Vervaco owns them now. But those designs, where is the print? Because where is my scissors? I took them to my stitching table, but everything here on the background you don't stitch, so the fabric itself is really big, but when you look at the area you stitch, it's not that big. So besides that, the count is 27. Again, let me check, because I started it so fast I did not really bother myself to check what kind of count it is, but let me see. This is linen, as you can see, but I don't see the size. Oh, it's 30 count, 30 count. I thought it's bigger, to be honest. It feels like 27, but it's good because I was stitching the other design and it was too much confetti, the petite from Dimensions, and I needed something easy. Really didn't plan this design to stitch, just wanted to have it here because I don't know when I will go next to Ukraine. I don't know anything, whatever is. I just wanted to have this kit with me. Also, I have another one, and it's supposed to be with me here with my other friend who is also coming from Ukraine, and this is the pair design, this one, but I'm not sure if I will start this year because I have lots of whips. You know, my main focus to finish not finish, but progress whatever I have. Of course, I want to have some finishes, but you never know. I don't have any plans for the future, not in my private life, not in my, well, I try to have some plans, not in my cross stitch for sure. And this design I would love to stitch one day when I will have more time, and we'll see. You never know. Maybe after this design I will go crazy and I will start another design. But when I stitch this hydrangea, I feel I'm in a I'm in kindergarten, because it's so easy, it's so fast going, and there are some threads because I just iron it. I want to take a picture for Instagram. So you stitch basically this design 2/2 and 1/2 background. You stitch 1 second. It's really hard to keep this huge fabric right here. Everything stitched with 1/2, and the center of design you stitch with 2/2. The thing is, Lanarte usually don't have much backstitch or don't have it at all, and the effect I like because it has that. Look at the fabric. It looks like watercolors, and I love it so much about Lanarte. If you have never ever stitched Lanarte, I will give you one tip, and you have to be very careful because it's a little bit different from other designs. As you can see how big this fabric is, and obviously I will keep it folded. I'm not sure I will ever frame it because I don't think in the next 5 years I will frame anything from my cross stitch. You know, I am from Ukraine, and now I have lots of framed pictures there. I can't bring them with me. The only stuff I brought with me, which were unframed, those huge rolls of cross stitch I've done over the years, I only can take with me. I put everything aside. For me, it was more important cross stitch than anything else. Like, I mean, clothes, obviously documents number one, what you have to take with you, but you can't bring framed pictures. So, and I have it enough already. I need walls and this gigantic design. Like, if you compare my hand right here, and I have a big hand, you can imagine how big this design is. And besides, you have the pair one, the one I showed you just now. So obviously it will be great to see them together framed, but the situation is what it is. And yeah, but I wanted to enjoy it, and that's why I'm stitching it. These are the colors which are my favorite to stitch with. That's why maybe this design is going too fast, because of the count, because of the area you stitch is very little, and the colors are amazing. So I put there is organizer. There are two organizers here, and there is a chart where you can see the symbols, and it's written there with one thread of thread or with two. So I put it here. I write it. Sometimes one color you use for one and for two strands of threads. That's why I make a note. Maybe you won't understand, but well, let's say here this symbol means with one thread of thread, and the rest with two. And there is one blend as well right here. I just use it. I was stitching last night. All those colors mostly stitched with 1/2. When you look at the chart, there are marks on the chart, but they are not on a center. So when you start this design, you have to see marks on the fabric. I'm telling you this because on a printed fabric it's different to find the center. Sometimes center could be right here, sometimes could be here, sometimes over here. It depends on the chart, depends on the location of the design. I have stitched one Arabic lady, I think the design called, and yes, I started from here. If you will start it from center, you will not match the background, and it's important because then it doesn't matter what you have on the background, it won't be correct. Notice that Lanarte should be written down here, and the marks on fabric should be center here. Wherever is center depends on a design, and also the chart center should be together. The chart of the center of the chart and the center of the fabric should match. Because once my friend made a mistake, it was not that big, but she regretted a bit, and it was too late to correct it. That's why I'm telling you this. So this is my new start, and I'll try to work on it as often as possible. By the way, it's my 4th or 5th sweep from Lanarte, and I started from Lanarte years and years ago, back in 2004. Yes, this is how many years I'm stitching. Next year it will be anniversary. And yes, I am really happy the way it goes, and especially with the result. You will be always surprised how pretty it is in live, in person, compared to the preview on a kit. But really big design if you look at the dimensions. Next, I want to show you my finishes, and this is Dimensions Gold, called English Valley Cottage. This design was my dream, and it was gifted to me from my dear friend in Ukraine, and took me almost 2 years to stitch it. Not exactly 2 years, but well, I started a bit later when I received this kit, but then I stopped because I had way too many whips. At the moment I have 21, but I count those designs, even I hardly started, maybe it was 2 hours of work, but I count them as a whip, which not really whip, it just design which I prepare for stitching. But it does bother me, and especially when my life changed completely from the beginning of the war, I have to carry everything with me. And one thing, when you live in big house and everything there, and you can do whatever you want with your space. Another thing, when you have to carry everything with you, especially, you know how often I move. That's why I really wanted to focus on stitching stuff I got already. Besides, I have my Paco organizers busy with those designs already, and I don't have any other spare one to add something new. And my time for stitching now very limited, not like before, because I'm busy with learning French, with stuff in Ukrainian center, also working a bit, not much, because some stuff I have in Ukraine still. I'm not really busy as before, but still I'm much more busier than previously. And stitching now really for me is a hobby, not like before. And yes, that's why to change whips often I can't, because I don't make any big progress, and it annoys me because I want to see the result. So I've been a very, very good girl for the past year, just focusing on 1 or 2 designs, and this one was very easy to stitch. So I don't have a preview anymore because I gave it to my friend, the leftovers and the chart and the preview and everything. And this design was stitched on 14th count of Aida. Really easy one, because it's out of print. It's very old design, and older designs from Dimensions, they're much easier to stitch than new ones, but they're just as pretty, they're just different. And I am big fan of older designs because there is something vintage in there, and they're really pretty. They are not as bright, they are closer to me than new ones. And yeah, I don't like when everything, too much of everything in one design, and then when it's too bright and too complicated. Also, this design reminds me of Ukraine somehow. I don't know, maybe the geese or chickens. I don't know, but lots of half stitch here with 4 strands of threads, maybe 6, I can't remember now. You can watch my previous videos. I was talking more about this design, and this is just the final result. Also, older designs don't have much back stitch as new ones, so it's really easier and you enjoy it more. If you can see in the sky, you don't stitch much. Sorry for the noise outside. You know, I live in the center of Brussels and it's very busy, not like as busy like in New York, but still noisy. There are some cars outside. My bag, usual one. I did not put a year when I stitched it because I started in 2021. I was stitching mostly in 2022 and I finished in 2023. So I probably will put the date 2022, 2023 because 2021 I just started. It was like a few stitches, but this is my finish and I was really happy and I felt I can't explain to you how I felt because this is like usual for me before and now it's something really big when you finish design from Gold collection. And I will put it in my roll with all other dimensions Gold, and I will be inspiring myself. Maybe I will show you once what I brought from Ukraine, all mine framed. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know if I will, but I just sometimes like to see my designs, which I completed already. So next one was a really little one because I got tired from big designs and I wanted some finish and I don't have finish for a while, and that's why I love designs like Jasnen because you can finish them in no time. So it was done almost in 24 hours and I had the chart for a long time as well. The charm butterfly is very hard to find now, but I think on eBay it's possible, same like a chart. Just keep looking. I'm having my first cup of coffee because after that I will go to school, to French school, and I'm hoping to upload video before I go there. So there are beads here and whatever I had I added. I did not bring the whole DMC colors with me. It's impossible. It's too much of everything I have to bring, and I was hoping to stitch kids mostly. And Algerian eyelets I stitched with Rainbow Gallery. I replaced it. It's supposed to be B52, B0052, the really white color of DMC. It's right here. So when I was stitching, I did not really notice at the beginning that there are butterflies here, but when I stitch, I'm like, oh. And then obviously the chart is butterfly, and I will show you another design I stitched just before this one, Dimensions Gold. I finished it. It's a petite collection, also butterflies. I'm like, what's going on? I didn't choose really those designs. As I said, I just wanted to stitch because I had the charm. It was bothering me. It's like small design, and I wanted to have something small. And I was worried that one time I will lose this charm, so that's why I was looking for something like this, but I was not really focusing on butterflies. Okay, let me find for you the design I was just talking about, so it will be all together. Because yesterday I was recording video in Ukrainian. I now record videos not in Russian anymore, in Ukrainian. It was my debut, if you can say that. And yes, I was really worried because I have never spoken Ukrainian since school. Well, in school we spoke Russian in my area where I lived, and the only practice I had talking in Ukrainian when we had Ukrainian literature and Ukrainian language. Obviously, later on, I read a bit in Ukrainian, but not much, and TV became in Ukrainian, but I don't watch TV. My grandma used to speak only Ukrainian, but I always talk to her Russian back. I don't know why. We spoke Russian in the family, and I felt like a complex. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain to you. And now it's time to speak in Ukrainian because of all going on, and people from Russia are not our friends anymore. That's why I decided to make videos in Ukrainian, like all other girls who are living in Ukraine. I think 90% of them who made videos in Russian, they now make videos in Ukrainian. So when I was in Zaporozhye, in my city, in January, I went to the apartment which was hit with a missile. Well, the whole building is ruined, but our apartment is still okay. The only things at the bedroom and the balcony destroyed completely, where was my cross-stitch pictures and my some of my cross-stitch stash. So I went to those boxes. It's January, it's so cold, there is no heat in there, there is no electricity, and I dig in my boxes, I dive in, and I got this kit. I don't know why. Again, those butterflies, they just fly to me. And it's not like the design I would pick first to stitch. I just don't know why. I just took it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stitch it. So I started at my mom's apartment, this design, and it was no electricity again. I had to catch sometime where is the light. Sometimes they give us electricity, but then you get tired and you don't want to stitch. So it took me some time to finish this design. I finished it in Brussels already, but I started in Ukraine. I was there for 5 days, and those days were the worst. I don't know how people live in there. Besides, we had a missile like 2 kilometers from us, and it was the worst experience in my life. I thought the next morning I will be gone, and I don't care what I finish business there or not. I just want to get out of there. So that design always will have some memories for me. As you can see, I put 23 there and my letter L, Luda. This design is quite easy to stitch, first of all because it is on a 14th count of Aida. Second of all, you can see it's not really full coverage. The only thing, lots of back stitch. It seems like not too much, but when you start stitching it, you feel it. And there are French knots with 4 right here and 6 strands of thread. And it's really fun. I like the result. Not sure if I will ever frame it. Just another addition to my collection of my petites. I have a picture on my Instagram. You can see the details better there because the light is not proper now. And it's cloudy. And the only time I have now in the morning. So 2 butterflies already. I don't know what I will do with this one. Probably either pillow or little box. I'm thinking now, because I thought till yesterday that this design much smaller, but when you look at the bunny, the size of the bunny, it's pretty much the same. So that's why I left lots of fabric for finishing. I'm not sure again what it will be, but just in case I gave some space. I also use this fabric for another design called Amaryllis in Bloom from Dimensions Gold. So this was leftover, and again I had fabric which I did not bring all the fabric home. I had threads which I needed, maybe some 1 or 2 colors, not as it's supposed to be, but I love the result and I love the way it looks like now. It's third finish this year. Yeah, and I forgot to show you leftovers from the kit. Dimensions petite, so I park my threads here. I did not have any chance to have organizer or whatever. Lots of different colors of back stitch and again French knots. Most of the design you stitch 2/2 cross stitch and 2/2 half stitch. Really enjoyed this design and I'm happy to have a finish. And now let's go to my active whips, because I have whips which I don't touch because again no time to focus on them. And my favorite Mirabilia, she almost done. The thing is, here I made a mistake and I made myself too much to work on it, because on her tail, and it does bother me, you could probably say, oh, you can leave it. No, these petites I struggle with a lot. You have to stitch with cross stitch and it's green color, so I have to frock all this area and put back cross stitch, and it's really hard, but I'm gonna do it very soon because I need to have organizer. This Mirabilia take my one paco, so I can put another design and make it active. The designs are already stitched, and also there are areas where is my cranny supposed to be, which I run off. The cranny you use here, it's supposed to be 1/2. I use 2/2. That's why I had a problem with, because I needed to order it, and that's why I stopped too many times. Otherwise the design will be done by now. And obviously there are beads to add and a bit of back stitch here, but I will do everything slowly. I want to enjoy it, I don't want to rush. And yeah, my favorite Mirabilia I started on my birthday on 10th of November, and it's time to stitch more Mirabilia for me. That's why I want to focus on this design and Lanarte. We'll see how it will go, but this is my plan. As I said, I don't have plan, but I have plans to finish. I need to add a little bit more stitches right here. It's beautiful fabric, gorgeous design. I love it so much. It's I remember when I got it, and I remember how many fabrics I bought for her and how I changed my mind. But way too many mistakes I made. First in the hair, I corrected already. Then with the cranny, but I love the result with 2/2. Really, I do. It's more shiny, and really, look. I tried with one, because when I saw, okay, I ran out of cranny, and like, okay, I will do it 1/2, and it did not look as bright as I wanted to be, because I already see the result with 2, so you can compare with 1. And no, I said I better will wait. I will order cranny and I will do the way it's supposed to be for me. So yes, hair, this actually I stitch very quick. The face I stitch third time, because back in 2016 or 17, I can't remember, when I live in Las Vegas, I wanted to start my first Mirabilia, but I did not know either I stitch it with petites or with cross stitch. So I stitch her face with cross stitch and with petites, and I asked my husband, do you think it's better with petites or with cross stitch? Obviously with cross stitch much easier, and to me pretty much equal. I like it both ways, but he told me no, it's better with this. And yeah, that's why I stitch most of my Mirabilias with petites. But she is gorgeous. She is really pretty. And yes, she will be done soon, I hope. And I guess I was using her beads for Jasnan. it looks the same. Sorry, I'm still asleep because time now, they change time here in Europe. I think in the United States you also change time, I can't remember now. And I went to bed at 3 a.m. I was stitching first time till the late time. I don't know, I just could not stop stitching my hydrangea from Lanarte. So next design, again, dimensions. I have some threads on the back because I did not want to show you in the hoops. Sorry, the wrinkles are still here because the fabric is tough, and it's design which was made in China, and the Chinese Aida or wherever they buy the fabric for this kit, it's really hard to stitch on for me. If you stitch on a cross stitch stand, not on the hoops, on a frame, then for you it will be probably better. But for me, the way the needle go in, oh, it's just hard, but it's okay, it's possible to stitch. So this design I also started on my birthday, and Daniel picked, can't remember, 2000, we moved to Ukraine, 19, or no, not 2020 for sure, I think 2019. You know this design I've been showing you before, so I decided after I finish my big dimensions gold, English Valley, I need to have another dimensions gold in my whips, and this one I had some progress. I don't know why, I just decided to continue working on this design, and it really looks so dark. I don't know why, maybe my camera I should move a bit different angle. I'll try this way, and yes, I hope you will see better, because what I see in person and what I see on camera, it's completely different. Really easy going design. The only thing, you have to stitch a lot like this, and you know I love to stitch up and down. I'm not a big fan of horizontal stitching, but there are mostly half stitches, so it's okay. Still have to do back stitch, and again, if you're new to dimensions, do your back stitch as you go, because it's much better and much easier. I know it's annoying when you have plans to stitch a lot of cross stitches, or you're in the mood to stitch half stitches and you have to do back stitch. It's not fun sometimes, but then you start it and you enjoy it, so it's okay, and then you can't stop it. Lots of half stitches, as I mentioned before, and that is make this design going quickly. And yeah, I just have to spend some time. I don't know why I stopped stitching it, but I really miss this design and I want to make a progress. Don't know when, it depends on my mood, but obviously soon, because I have pack organizer for this design, and after Mirabilia, after Lanarte, I probably will go back, or maybe earlier after I finish my Mirabilia, who knows what I will pick next. But I would love to have this finish this year. Before, I used to have 3 dimensions gold a year. Now, with all these changes in my life and in my country, at least 1. Okay, last year I think I get nothing. I had few dimensions, but they were from regular collection, not from the gold. But okay, I'm getting a bit tired to talk because I'm not used to talk so much. So slow. Sorry if I'm a bit slow talking. Not really used to it. But oh, I have another interesting design I also stitched, and it's my whip from the past. It's not a new one. Cardinals. So I got this design from eBay, and it was started And after I finished Roses of Dana, I decided to have another Bootzilla in my whips. So I was looking for something new, and then I like, no, stop. You have something already. Not something. I have quite few Bootzillas. And also my friend was looking for this design on eBay, and I need to stitch. Some people dreaming to stitch this design. I already have it started. So I made a bit progress because the bird was almost finished. I finished it, and I continued stitching it. Again, it was nothing difficult. I don't know why I stopped. Something I wanted to stitch more, and I don't know if I have organizer for this design. So maybe one of those finishes I will have. It will be for cardinal, and work will go faster because organizers help me to stitch with better speed. So these are cardinals, and I love the fabric, the even weave. Even some people not big fan of it, but I love the way crosses looks on this fabric. And the thing is that threads a bit dry, and when the threads are dry, it's more difficult to make better stitches. Better quality of stitches. That's why you have sometimes to get used to this kind of threads. Let me know if you stitch Bootzilla, if you stitch this design, how it was for you, and also let me know in the comments which design you like the most from my whips, because it will inspire me to stitch it. Okay. It's gorgeous, gorgeous design. Now it's spring, it's time to stitch now, but somehow I wanted something new, something with flowers, and it's been a while since I started like bigger design, but still that Lanarte I'm stitching, I'm not considered it's a big design, it's medium one for me. I mean, not even medium, it's closer to small because the count is bigger, and it's not full coverage. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh, sorry, I did not show you the preview of Mirabilia, but in case you are new, this is the final result. You can see just a bit of work to add, and she will be done. She is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love Mirabilia so much. They're my favorites. Well, yes, what I have next to show you, this is a design which I was stitching just now recently before Lanarte and window shopping. I wanted to have a finish because this little one take all my organizer, lots of threads, and this is by far the most difficult dimensions gold petite I have ever stitched, and I stitch a lot of them. So designed by Sandy Lebron, and again this is out of print. It was gifted to me by my cross stitch friend who was just now visiting me here, who brought me all those kits, and I did not know we will meet. I continued stitch it because I started in we met in Kiev in I can't remember when we moved to Kiev. 2021. So no, she gave me this design before, probably, anyways. She gave me a few years ago before I moved to Kiev, and I really dream about that design, and it's really hard to get it on eBay for decent price. And I was saying myself, okay, I have lots of other designs I'll stitch, maybe one day I will be lucky, but sorry I did not take it from hoops because they're nightmare for me. This is what Nurgia, or no, this is DMC. The thing is here, you can see I add extra stuff to make it strong and tight, the tension of my fabric. I like it when it's like really like a drum. when you can put an iron on top, because then my stitches are better. So it's more than half of work done, and the top of design looks easier for me, but who knows, still lots of backstitch, but I like to do backstitch on this design. It's fun, and you can see little details becoming alive, like these two little girls looking in the window. And I just love this design. It's so hard to stitch, lots of confetti. That's why I wanted something easy like Lanarte, because you don't have to think there, you don't have to, well, sometimes I have 20 minutes to stitch and I make 10 crosses because I'm distracted very easy, and then I don't see any progress, and I'm stitching and looks like never-ending story. And now I'm stitching this Lanarte, spending the same amount of time, and it's gigantic. I spend there not even a week. The design is huge, but also here the 18 count of Aida, not 30s. But I love this design, and this is my two focuses, Mirabilia and this design to finish, because first of all, I get bonus 2 empty organizers. Second of all, I will have 2 finishes, which I have from my past, and it will be -2 whips in my, well, -1 because I started Lanarte, but Lanarte I guess I will finish as well. But slowly I want to finish all the whips, but I think it will take me maybe 7 years, because some of the designs are large, and I know I will have something new to stitch. I always will add something new, and life is unpredictable. No, actually I started another one, Lanarte, so I will have 0. Wait a second. I just forgot. I also forgot 2 more whips, but I will show you them in my next video, because I have plans for my next video, and it will be much sooner, not 3 months. You don't have to wait 3 months. So I went to the office and I had time to stitch, because I had to wait for something, and I don't like to just to sit. I don't want to do my French, and sometimes like I do so much of things and I just want to stitch. So this rose also my friend brought me from Ukraine, white rose. The design is not that big, but the fabric is gigantic again. Okay, let me show. It's just the beginning, it's just a little start, so I don't want to even count this as a whip, but who knows. It's smaller design than Lanarte Hydrangea. Let me show you the fabric. Again, it's printed, but it's smaller, as you can see, not as big as Hydrangea, and the amount of crosses also less than there. I think it's the same count. So the thing with Lanarte, you stitch them so fast, because no back stitch, no beading, and it goes as easy as Mirabilia. And when you have something difficult going on in your cross stitch rotation, this one is the best. This is the best, really. I'm just what I was looking for. Something I want to tell you and I forgot. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me show you the threads. They are not as bright as Hydrangea, but I still love the result. The first time I saw this design on Instagram, one girl from Ukraine, she stitched it, and I really fell in love with this design. Also out of print, not easy to get, but you can find it on, it's not super expensive on a bit. Look, just look on amount of white on white. If you're not a big fan, white on white, it might be difficult for you, but those colors are pretty bright, and I think when you combine bright colors with white, it will be not that difficult to stitch with. The same idea, I put symbols here, and obviously less colors, and it definitely will make this design easier to stitch, but maybe it will be boring to stitch, who knows. 1 second, I just want to see the count. The count is right here, should be written. Yeah, it's the same count, it's 30th count. Again, I've seen this design on eBay. It's not as difficult to get as Hydrangea and her pear design, but yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, I love roses. You know that. Same idea how you started. You find the center on a fabric and you find the center on a chart and you put it together. White rose. So I might will have this also finished. I don't know. I will see the way it will go. But don't want to even count this as a whip. It's just something I started, and I'm not sure if I will be continuing stitching it when I'm away, because you need well, the fabric is pretty comfortable to stitch in hands, but really I prefer to stitch in hoops. My cross is becoming better when I do it on hoops, but we will see. So that's it for today. By the way, how you like my new Susie? My sister was just here and she's like, I want a Susie too, because she has my Susie, and Susie is now got used to her. Oh, I miss her so much. But unfortunately, since the beginning of the war, it's a dog now of my sister, but she's still missing me, and I miss her, and she recognizes me, and I see her quite often, or I go to see my sister, or my sister coming to me, and yes, I miss having a dog in my life. It's really something what calms you down and something to care about, but it's lots of work as well. And responsibility. Not now, not with my life here in Brussels. But that's it for today. Let me know what's your news. Let me know what you're stitching, or let me know who's your favorite floss tuber now, because I would love to go back watching videos of cross stitching and to watch less things about the war. Just to refocus and see what's going on new. Oh, just before I will end up, I will show you the lace I've got in antique store here in Brussels. I've got quite few of them. Either I will use it for, maybe even for my Jasnan pillows, like you can, not for this particular design, but just or for something you can use it also to decorate samplers from Jasnan. There are some designs where you can put the lace over there, or I will use it anyway, either for pictures or whatever. I got it for so cheap, and this lace is more than 100 years old. Look, it's handmade and something unique. I love lace. I love so much, and I told you I've got quite a few. I might will show you in my next video, but I really love the look and the touch, and hopefully I will use it in one of my finishes. You can be creative and do something with that. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. I will try to work on my FlossTube channel, and please give me support. And if you share my videos with someone you know, or on your Instagram, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, because it's really important for me to continue making those videos, and I love talking to you. Again, thank you, and see you soon. Bye.